Welcome to this Wednesday's 3 Good Minutes. My title today is Images of God. Did you ever hear the term pareidolia? It refers to our tendency to perceive images of animals, objects, and especially faces in things like cloud formations or maybe even the moon. Seeing the man in the moon is a good example. But the concept can also be extended to include perceiving hidden messages in recorded music played backwards, more quickly or slowly, and hearing voices and random noise such as fans. Our brains, you see, are simply hardwired to make sense of our environments, whether the stimuli are actual or simply perceived. We can say this about our image of God too. I read Father Richard Rohr's December 8th, 2024 daily meditation with a great deal of interest. In this meditation, he invites us to consider our images of God and how they shape us. In fact, the image of God we perceive can create us or defeat us. It all depends on what our image of God is. In Rohr's years of giving spiritual direction, he observed that many people's initial image of God is a subtle combination of their mom and dad or other early authority figures. And sometimes people get stuck there, associating the faces and bearings of these individuals with God, which is a type of pareidolia in which the resemblance may or perhaps not be constructive. At worst, an association like this can be defeating. Getting stuck associating the face of God with the face of punitive humans can explain why some people's religion is so childish and fear-based. In short, if our mother or father was punitive, cold, or withdrawn, our image of God can be punitive, cold, or withdrawn. The problem is, Rohr says, a punitively perceived God creates punitive people, stingy politics, and a largely reward-punishment framework. But there is an alternative that can create in us a mature faith. For humans, yes, there has to be a face. A maturing faith comes to terms with what face we apply to God, and sometimes that is achieved through a lot of contemplative prayer work to rid us of old associations. Personally, I apply the face of Jesus to God. That is the best image of God that I can conceive. Jesus, you know, fully expressed the presence of a God of compassion and selfless love in his life, death, and resurrection. He showed us a very different economy than the world's, an economy that pays the worker in the field the same wage regardless of working a few hours or a whole day. And when Jesus becomes our image of God, this creates in us a very different view of reality and shapes our thinking and being in a more life-giving way. We become lovely people, we cultivate generous politics, and we see the world through a grace-filled framework. Rohr says, our goal, of course, is to grow toward an adult religion that includes reason, faith, and inner experience we can trust. A mature God creates mature people. A big God creates big people. A punitive God creates punitive people. Let us therefore do the deep work of finding an actual and helpful image of God rather than one based on faulty perceptions. Amen.